Have you ever felt like you're capable of so much more, yet somehow you keep ending up in the same place? You promise yourself this time will be different. You'll wake up earlier, stay disciplined, stop wasting time, finally become the person you've always wanted to be. For a few days, everything goes well. Then old habits quietly return. You start procrastinating again, you lose focus, you tell yourself you'll restart tomorrow, and before you know it, weeks have passed and you're wondering why nothing has changed. Most people think they need more motivation to transform their lives, but motivation isn't the missing piece. The truth is, you don't become powerful by constantly adding new habits. You become powerful by eliminating the ones that have been draining your potential all along. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with water while 6 holes leak from the bottom. You could keep pouring in more water, but you'll never fill the bucket until you repair the leaks. Your life works exactly the same way. Before you chase new goals, you have to remove the habits that silently steal your energy, confidence, and momentum. Today, we're uncovering 6 habits that quietly keep people average and how eliminating them can unlock the strongest version of yourself. The first habit is living inside your comfort zone. Comfort feels good. That's why it's so dangerous. Your brain naturally seeks familiarity because throughout human history, familiar environments were usually safer. The unknown carried risks, so your mind still encourages you to choose what's comfortable instead of what's meaningful. But the modern world rewards something different. It rewards people willing to step into uncertainty. Every meaningful achievement begins with discomfort. The first workout burns. The first speech feels terrifying. The first business idea seems risky. The first difficult conversation makes your heart race. If discomfort automatically makes you stop, you'll spend your life standing at the edge of opportunities instead of walking through them. Think about every skill you've ever mastered. At one point, you were terrible at it. Driving, reading, using a computer, speaking in public. None of those abilities felt natural in the beginning. They became comfortable because you repeated uncomfortable actions long enough for your brain to adapt. Growth has always been the reward for temporary discomfort. The second habit is allowing emotions to control your actions. Imagine waking up tired. Your emotions tell you to skip your workout. Later, you're nervous about applying for a promotion. Your emotions tell you to wait. Then you feel discouraged after one setback. Your emotions convince you to quit. Without realizing it, your mood becomes the author of your future. Here's the problem. Emotions change constantly. If your actions depend on how you feel, your progress will always be inconsistent. Highly successful people aren't fearless. They aren't permanently motivated. They simply understand that feelings are temporary. Commitment is not. A pilot doesn't stop flying because they're anxious. A surgeon doesn't leave the operating room because they're nervous. Professionals learn to perform despite emotion. The same principle applies to every area of life. Discipline begins where motivation ends. The third habit is consuming more than you create. We live in a world overflowing with information. You can watch motivational videos all day, listen to inspiring podcasts, read productivity books, save hundreds of educational posts. Yet despite having endless knowledge, many people never change. Why? Because learning feels productive. Action creates results. There's a huge difference. Watching someone exercise won't improve your fitness. Reading about confidence won't make you confident. Listening to business advice won't build a successful company. Knowledge becomes valuable only when it's translated into consistent action. Ask yourself honestly, how many ideas have you collected over the past year? Now ask yourself how many you've actually applied. The answer to that question often explains the gap between where people are and where they want to be. Instead of asking, what else do I need to learn? Start asking, what do I already know that I haven't acted on? That question has the power to change your life. The strongest people aren't always the ones who know the most. They're the ones who consistently use what they already know. The fourth habit is blaming your circumstances for your future. Life isn't equally fair. Some people begin with advantages. Others face enormous obstacles before they even have a chance to succeed. Ignoring that reality would be dishonest. But there's another truth that's equally important. Your circumstances influence your starting point. They don't have to determine your destination. The moment you believe your future is completely controlled by your past, you surrender the very power needed to change it. The people who rise above difficult situations all have one thing in common. They stop asking, why did this happen to me? And start asking, what can I do from here? That shift doesn't erase pain, it restores power. Because while you can't rewrite yesterday, you can always influence what happens next. And that single decision to take responsibility for your next step instead of waiting for perfect conditions is often where true personal power begins. The fifth habit is constantly seeking other people's approval. From an early age, many of us are taught to fit in. We learn to say what people want to hear, to avoid disappointing others, to hide parts of ourselves that might be judged. At first, this seems harmless. But over time, something dangerous happens. You stop making decisions based on what truly matters to you. Instead, you begin asking, what will everyone else think? That single question has stopped countless dreams before they ever had a chance to grow. People stay in careers they hate because they're afraid of criticism. They avoid starting businesses because someone might laugh at them. They remain silent when they should speak and settle when they deserve more. The truth is, if your happiness depends on everyone approving of your choices, you'll spend your entire life living someone else's version of success. Here's something worth remembering. No matter what you do, someone will disagree with you, someone will misunderstand you, someone will criticize you. You cannot control their opinions, but you can control whether those opinions shape your future. The moment you stop chasing approval, you free up an incredible amount of energy that can finally be invested in becoming the person you were meant to be. The sixth and final habit is breaking promises to yourself. This habit is often invisible, yet it's one of the most damaging of all. You tell yourself you'll wake up early tomorrow. You don't. You promise you'll start reading again. You don't. You decide you'll stop procrastinating. A few days later, you're back to old routines. Every broken promise sends your brain a quiet message. My words don't matter. Over time, that message destroys self-trust. And without self-trust, confidence cannot survive. Real confidence doesn't come from motivational speeches or positive affirmations. It comes from keeping the commitments you make when no one is watching. Every time you follow through on a promise, even a small one, you strengthen your identity. You begin proving to yourself that you're reliable, that you're disciplined, that you're capable of change. Remember, your greatest competition has never been another person. It's the habits that quietly convince you to settle for less than you're capable of becoming. So start small. Choose one habit that's been holding you back. Replace it with one action your future self would be proud of. Repeat it tomorrow, then the next day. Because true power isn't unlocked in one dramatic moment. It's built through thousands of small decisions that align your actions with your highest potential. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the strongest version of yourself wasn't created by learning more. It was created by letting go of the habits that were keeping your greatness trapped all along. Remember, every habit is like a vote for the person you're becoming. Every time you choose courage over comfort, action over excuses, responsibility over blame, and discipline over distraction, you're shaping a stronger identity. The change may not be visible after one day or even 1 week, but with enough repetition, it becomes impossible to ignore. Don't underestimate the power of small, consistent choices. They compound quietly until one day people call your transformation overnight success. But you'll know the truth. Your success wasn't built in a single moment. It was built every time you chose growth over comfort, integrity over convenience, and progress over perfection. That's how ordinary people unlock extraordinary power, and that's how you'll unleash yours too.